Yo, what's up, guys? I'm gonna be doing Dororo episode 2, but I finally figured out why his skin grew back in the last chapter. I mean, in the first episode, because the same thing happened here as well. Well, kind of same but different thing basically. So there's the 12 demons, right? And every time he slays a demon, I think he regains a bit of his body that was missing at the beginning. So in the first when he slayed the first demon, we found out that his skin grew back, and then also when his dad goes to check the statues, one of them has been cut, kind of shows that the demon has been slayed, and now in this chapter, I'm in this. Why do I keep going chapter episode? In this episode, we get a different demon that gets slayed. But this demon that gets slayed, we see the statue getting cut again. That kind of shows a pattern got coming on here. So it kind of shows that every time he cuts a demon, he gets his body back, and then a transformation happens, but it kind of ends just there and then. So we don't know what it regains this time. That was pretty cool to find out. Maybe I'm just stupid, and it took me a long while to figure that out. Well, yeah, that's what. So I kind of figured it out now. So yeah, this show is making a bit more sense as well. So the narrator finally tells us this dude, yeah, Yukimaru, he can't see or hear anything, and he can just feel things. And in the first episode, I was wondering like, how does he know anyone's even there? And episode 2 has the answers to my questions. So yeah, if you watch my first video, you could see that I had many questions to answer and not, and many questions to ask, not enough answers. But we get a lot of answers here. So I found out now he's kind of got he's pretty much got like what do you call it, like ki chakra kind of thing, where you can just see the color of people. That's kind of what Naruto had with the whole Zetsu thing. If you watch Naruto, or Luffy with his haki, where he can sense things. So he can sense things. I was wondering how he knows that girl, cause like in episode 1, I knew he was blind, deaf, and everything, and he could only feel things. But like I was wondering how he could know that Dororo was there. But now I found out because he can kind of see some key, and you could see a white thing. So that made sense. So we get this episode. Like the whole theme is about don't judge a book by its cover kind of thing. So we get this like I don't know why it's got a massive head. I forget. I think it's just meant to be a ghoul, like a ghost kind of thing. But he's got like a really deformed head, and he's got a bell. And I thought this dude was a demon at the first. So I thought like, oh, because we see the old man, and he's like he slays ghouls all day long. So I thought he was just gonna slay him to demonstrate his power, but he didn't. I was pretty. I was a bit like surprised when we see the ghoul, the big headed ghoul, reoccur again, because I assumed the old man would have taken care of him in the first encounter, in the first bit of the episode. But yeah, but yeah, it was quite a big plot twist, to be honest, for me, because then it turns out the ghoul was a friendly, the big headed ringing bell ghoul was just a friendly ghoul trying to I don't know, trying to get his, what would you say, his rest of peace or something, trying to find trying to find his treasure. So he keeps luring people to his treasure, and you see him ring the bell to like a little graveyard where he's got all these treasures that has been looted from the other demon. So the whole point of don't judge a book by its cover is because then we get the demon, all looking nice and stuff. It's like a woman. So obviously the kid's the prime example where he judges the old dude ringing the bell. He calls him the monster, but obviously Hikamaru, who can only see chakra, he did not move a muscle, so he knows what the true spirit of someone looks like, and he didn't see him as a threat. But as soon as he saw like the what's it called? As soon as he saw Bandai, lol, that name. I don't know if it's an actual name, but it's the name of a company. As soon as he saw Bandai, he went straight into attack mode. It was a thingy, a fade on sight kind of thing. That was pretty crazy. And then obviously the kid's reaction was completely different. It was more of a, he looked pretty, and we're gonna find the monster for you. But it turns out she was the monster. And the fight in this scene was pretty in this episode was pretty nice as well. I thought there was a little bit of action, and yeah. And then we find out he doesn't really feel pain, does he, Yukimaru? He just takes it on. as given as shown by Dororo. Is like he makes a little commentary like, oh, does this guy not feel pain at all or something? So yeah, I guess he doesn't feel anything right now, like in terms of pain and stuff. So that's why he was able to fight like that. But then the way he's making short work of these demons. To be honest, like he's just stabbing them left, right, and center, and it's all good. And then the part at the end made me. It was quite funny. The finishing blow. I swear she was just trying to. The demon was just talking, and he just stabs her straight in the head. I found that pretty funny. This guy is ruthless, you know. I wish more people would be more ruthless in other shows, adopt a more ruthless kind of thing mentality. But yeah, and then we get a little conclusion to the ringing bell man. I think he's happy as well. And then it turns out all the villagers were in on it as well because they were poor and the she would lure travelers in and eat them and take their money, and that's how the village was actually benefiting from it. So that's why they have like the rumor about a village a monsters to slay, which in essence they were just actually helping the monster to eat people so they can. That's why they were rich in the first place, or they were well off village because of that technique. But then yeah, so and then we get an introduction to this old dude. That this was the old dude in the first episode where he sees well the old dude that slays the first like that ghoul. That was pretty crazy. And I think this old dude's just gonna tag along. I'm not even gonna lie. He didn't even say like, "Can I come?" He just like started tagging along. But I don't mind. More the merrier, you know. And he's old and blind as well. But this guy, he fills out the blanks for the Dororo as well. So this old dude explains things that to the viewers and to the Dororo, which Hikumaru cannot do because he can't even speak or hear any, or he can't even see. Got no sight. He's got no senses at all, to be honest. But somehow this dude knows how to write. I'm just like, what? How does this dude know how to write, man? Like people who have senses, some people you can't, who are fully functional humans can't even read or write, And this dude, you can't see anything, and he knows how to read and write. What is going on? But yeah, that was pretty crazy. So that was pretty much the bulk of the episode, and we see him transform again, regaining something. I think and then we see like a spinal X-ray kind of photo, which kind of shows that he's regained something like that. So it might be his sense again, his sense of feelings might have come back. That might be crazy. But what did I think of this episode? Oh, I thought this episode was pretty good indeed. It was I don't know, it felt very short, or it might just be me because I watched it in times two. But yeah, that was very short, and I'm really looking forward to it. So at this rate, is it gonna be one demon per one demon per episode kind of thing? Is that the deal that's going on? And then it finishes with that. So I've heard this is quite a short story, so I hope they'll manage to fit everything in within one season's worth of anime. That's gonna be pretty good. I like an anime that has a conclusion. It feels good instead of leaving it all just half-assed and expecting you to read the manga or light novel. An example of this would be like something that I did enjoy, but I want more and I refuse to read it because I don't like reading. Would be the No Game No Life series. But yeah, this was a good episode. Nevertheless, give it my thumbs up.